Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Delvin, here from youtube.com/TechTimeCentral, and I hope you all had a pretty happy Christmas. I know I did. I actually got an iPod Touch 5th generation as a gift, which is pretty cool. And it actually helps me expand the number of different devices from different platforms I have. Now I have an Android device as my phone and tablet, an iOS device as like a secondary media player, and also a Windows 8.1 device as a tablet, which is pretty cool and should help me bring some new diverse content in 2014. Now, for the last video of the year, I decided to do a video going over what's on my phone. And right now, the phone that I'm currently using is the Galaxy S4 on AT&T. And so far, the phone's been doing pretty well. Not so recently, it was updated to Android 4.3. And I actually have to say that after the Android 4.3 update, I probably wouldn't recommend this phone to anyone, since they actually took away some features, like tiny little features here and there, that I really enjoyed that the phone had in Android 4.2.2. And it actually makes me consider switching to another device, maybe like a Windows Phone device later next year, or maybe an unlocked Android phone like the Moto G. Although the phone still has some features that I can't live with, such as the multi-window feature for opening 2 apps at once, which is really useful, and also the IR blaster on the top of the phone, which lets me use the phone as a remote control for a TV, or cable box, or DVD player. And also the voice control features are pretty handy for taking pictures, as well as answering calls. Now, I don't really use a case on the phone since the plastic design actually protects itself pretty much, but I do have a couple of cases for the phone which I occasionally put on and off, and I'll link them down below if you want to pick them up. They're pretty good and I haven't really had any problems with both of them really. So starting off with the lock screen on the phone, my main clock widget I have here is Dash Clock, which really needs no introduction since it's a pretty famous widget out there on the Play Store, and it's pretty much just a clock that also adds a little bit of more information, and you can install different extensions on the Play Store for viewing things like your battery, the weather, and also I also have a little extension here that lets me see how much data I've used. Now I also have the feature enabled that lets me swipe to the right to open up the camera app just in case I need to take a quick picture. Swiping over to the left side, the next widget that I use a lot, of course, is the Watch On widget for the Watch On app. It lets me use this phone as a remote control for things like my TV and also my Roku. So the last widget I have on the lock screen, of course, is the Google Calendar widget. Now unlocking the screen, we have my first home screen here. And as you can see here, I have the Dash Clock widget again, and on the top right corner I have the circular battery widget from Battery Widget Reborn that lets me see how much battery I have left, and on the top right here I have the Google Search widget, which now the launcher I'm using right now is Apex Launcher, which was actually recently updated and gives the phone more of an Android 4.4 feel even though it's technically behind. And another cool feature of Apex that I can do is actually set up more than one dock. So I can swipe back and forth here and actually have my most used applications on the dock here. I have my Google Music application, which is my main service that I use. I usually have my favorite songs and albums offline saved on the device when I go out to save data, and when I'm on Wi-Fi or maybe I'm just feeling adventurous, I might just use data and stream from there. I actually use the default browser that Samsung packages with the Galaxy S4 instead of Chrome, since I actually found the browser to actually render pages faster and just has faster load times than Chrome most of the time, which is sort of weird. It doesn't have the best design and tab management is sort of a mess really, but it does well and really all I need is speed instead of functionality for me. Also I have the Messages app right there and also the Phone app. Swiping over to the second dock, I have SoundCloud here, which I use to keep up with different artists and DJs that I listen to. I'm a big fan of EDM, so really SoundCloud is pretty much the main place to go to keep up with most artists really. And I might leave a link to my SoundCloud profile if you want to follow me and see what music I check out most frequently. I also have Facebook here, and a Twitter client known as Twittier or Twitter. I think maybe it's just like a different spelling of Twitter. And it's pretty much a Twitter client that keeps the same feel as the default Twitter app, but also has some extra features built in, like for instance it has some swipe navigation features. You can have filters to block certain tweets on certain subjects you might not feel like that comfortable seeing or just you don't want to see at all. You can also change the look to different colors from the default blue to orange or any other black color or something, anything you really want to see. And also change things like whether you want to see pictures from Instagram viewed on Twitter or something like that. And overall, it's just a pretty customizable Twitter client, and I really like using it better than the default client that Twitter provides on Android. Besides that, I also have Google Drive for typing things and also the Play Store. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go over every single app that I have in my app drawer, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I use the most. Angry Birds Go is actually a pretty cool racing game that just came out I think like a couple weeks ago so far. Essentially what it is pretty much just a rehashed version of Angry Birds where you're able to play as different characters from the Angry Birds franchise in sort of Mario Kart style racing game with power-ups and things like that. The next app we have is Hotspot Shield, which is a VPN service for hiding your web activity if you're on public Wi-Fi. So say if you're at a McDonald's or something, you connect to their Wi-Fi, you turn on Hotspot Shield, and it gives you a different IP address somewhere else in like another country or somewhere else in the country, and it sort of helps reroute all your traffic and like what websites you might be looking at for extra security, which is pretty cool to have if you connect to a lot of public Wi-Fi hotspots. The next one on the list is Jetpack Joyride, which is another game that I've been enjoying so far this year. It's not new or anything, but it's pretty addicting, and it's a pretty simple game to play by just tapping over obstacles and things like that and collecting power-ups and coins along the way. The next app on the list is actually Pulse Newsreader, and this is my default newsreader that I use to keep up with different websites and different categories such as entertainment or technology or different things like that. Has a pretty nice user interface, and it's actually pretty easy to share articles to different websites like Twitter or something. The next app on the list is actually another one that I really enjoy, and it's actually the last app that I'm going to go over, and that's Series Guide. Now this one's pretty unique. It actually lets you keep track of TV shows that you might be really into. So you can search a show, add it on your list, and it actually gives you in-depth information on what the next episode's about, what the current episode's about. You can even look up a checklist and like different things like that. It even gives you links to buy the episodes on Google Play or iTunes or whatever, or view the episodes on Hulu or YouTube. And overall, it just has a really nice design for what it does. Everything just looks really nice from the promotional picture of the TV show in the background, and it's a pretty fluid app too. I think this is probably one of my favorite apps on Android so far, and any other future Android phone that I might have in the future will definitely always have this installed on board, because this is probably one app that I can't live without. Hey guys, what's up? So before I usually end this video by telling you to go check me out someplace else, I decided to sort of say thank you so far, and the reason for that is because 2013 has been so far the biggest year for the channel. Bigger than 2012, which is when I started this channel, and we've actually pretty much broke some major milestones with this channel, which I'm about to tell you about right now. So as of 2013, we've gotten over 148,773 views total on all the videos, 314,994 minutes watched total from all the videos, so that's all the videos you've watched in terms of minutes there. 1,050 likes on all my videos this year, and also 1,314 comments, 28 shares, and 113 favorites added for my videos. That's like net gain of favorites subtracted from like the removal of favorites and all that, and 552 subscribers gained total, which is pretty great. 2013 has been a pretty big year for this channel, and the channel's grown pretty well, I think. And I'm hoping that possibly next year we also beat those milestones. Maybe I'll reach like 1,000 subscribers by maybe like the second month, maybe February, who knows. I'm hoping about that. And hopefully, maybe, who knows, we'll reach 200,000 views, or maybe if I'm lucky, 500,000 views. We'll see. Now, really, I always ask a comment question before I end every episode or like every video, and today's comment question is pretty simple. What are you excited for next year, 2014? And I know this is a technology channel, so it could be about tech, or it just could be about anything really, new games, or like new games for the next generation consoles coming out next year. For me, I'm pretty excited for the new seasons of TV shows coming next year and new movies. I'm pretty excited for Bates Motel Season 2, which if you haven't checked out the show, you should definitely check it out. It's a pretty great show. And I'm excited for Season 2 as well for Hannibal. And both of those shows will actually be coming out, like the Season 2 for, like the second seasons for both of those shows will be coming out in February, which is just awesome. And also in terms of movies, I'm actually pretty excited for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I watched the first one and I thought it was a great way to kick off the reboot that they're doing with the Amazing Spider-Man series. And I'm pretty sure the second one is just going to be just as good. So yeah, just pretty much tell me what you're excited for in 2014 in the comments. And also all the apps I mentioned in this video, the really important ones, not like all the apps I mentioned, but the important ones will also be linked down below too. Now, just a heads up before I end this video, sort of like plugging my other content, I made a playlist of the top videos that I made in 2013. So pretty much I took 6 videos, but put them together in a playlist, and if you click on the first one by clicking here, I think, and you click on the first one, it plays them in order. So if you're new to my channel and this is the first video you've seen, then this will kind of help you gauge on how well I've grown. And I think I've actually grown pretty well, and I think I've actually changed up my styles a lot on this channel too. So yeah, just check out that playlist by clicking on the screen now, or just go down below. And of course, the other things, follow me on Twitter. I probably sound like a broken record by saying this 100 times, maybe. Just follow me on Twitter at TechTimeCentral to keep up with me. It's the best way to keep up with me because it's quick, and I'm usually always on Twitter because I have my phone with me. And also, don't forget to +1 my Google Plus page too. That's plus TechTimeCentral. There might be a second page that's kind of weird, but yeah, just +1 my page. There'll also be a link down below for that. And subscribe by hitting the subscribe button you might be seeing on the screen to keep up with my videos next year as well. Don't forget to tell me what you're excited for in 2014. And here's the comment question from my Surface 2 video, which I thought was the most interesting. So yeah, thanks again for all the support in 2013, and I'm hoping you guys just keep watching and keep liking the content that I'm putting out in 2014. Yeah, thanks again, and I will see you guys next year.